concerned with the entire childhood vaccination schedule and what happens when you look at completely unvaccinated children versus children who are following the US CDC schedule. And so here goes. Let me try to share my screen here. Okay, so it turns out that despite multiple calls for this type of study, the CDC and the Department of Health and Human Services in the United States in general has never done this type of outcome study. But a researcher by the name of Anthony Mawson completed a study back in 2017. What this study was comprised of was homeschool students in the United States. Some of them were fully vaccinated, some of them were partially vaccinated, and some were completely unvaccinated. And what this slide shows is when you lump together the fully and partially vaccinated children, even if they got one vaccine or more, so we were considering them vaccinated, versus those that never got a vaccine ever. And one of the things that jumps out right away is nasal allergy or allergic rhinitis was 30 times higher in the vaccinated group versus the unvaccinated group, and then somewhat lower, but between the ranges of 3 to 5 times higher. And this is the way the book is structured. These are, based on odds ratios, relative risks, and hazard ratios that are terms in epidemiology. But we really wanted to distill it down to how many times higher was the risk for the vaccinated versus the unvaccinated. And even things like autism at 4.2 times higher. Dr. Mawson went further and he looked at infectious diseases and infections. And what he found was that vaccinated children were about 4 times more likely to be diagnosed with pneumonia as a part of the cohort. 6.4% of the vaccinated kids were diagnosed with pneumonia versus 1.2% for the unvaccinated.